My name is Nassine Saps.
Are there soul-scalped humans? Same thing is done to Hollywood. You can't turn on the TV now, especially ESPN reporters, Fox reporters. They're all soul-scalped lizards. Look at their eyes. They're all slits. You know, you can't get through Sunday football. Every reporter they show has the slit eyes. The snake eyes, the cat eyes, they're not round pupils, they're straight slits up and down. Those are soul-scalped humans. Anyone who's on TV has signed a dotted line to worship Lucifer. It's the only way you can get on TV. It's the only way you can have a TV job. No way around it. You have to sell your soul to the devil. And they all do it, and now that they've done it, he has soul-scalped them all. When you sign a dotted line and give your soul to Satan, that doesn't mean that when you die, he can claim your soul. He can claim your soul that minute. And all these stupid humans don't realize it. You don't make a deal with the devil. He's going to lie to you. That's what he did. That's what he does. Seeing all these soul-scalped people on TV. So these 10 kings that reign with Lucifer, reign with the Antichrist in the last days, they're not going to be human. Probably part of this squadron of 11 coming with the Ashtar command. Let me read this in verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, ye shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Look up the word flesh in Strong's. That's a human body. That's not symbolic. That's not the good fatness part of the earth or the country. That's humans. They're going to eat humans. They're going to come after America, the great whore, because they hate us, and they're going to make America desolate and naked, eat the humans, and burn her with fire. This is what's coming to America. No human would be wanting to go to war with another country so they could eat the other human. But aliens would. They can't satisfy their appetites enough. The horns that the leaders that rise to power with the Antichrist. Number one, they're not human. Number two, they've never been in power before. That's why they're placed into power for 1 hour. 1 hour means a space of time. Not a literal 60 minutes. It's a space of time. And so they get to rise and rule with Lucifer for a short amount of time. And the first thing they do, it doesn't say the Antichrist does it. It doesn't say Lucifer does it. It says the horns hate the beast, hate the whore, and burn her with fire and eat her flesh. It's the leaders that are with him. They come against America. They burn America up. You can read about the destruction in Revelation chapter 18. And they eat the humans. And in Revelation chapter 18, it talks about the destruction of Babylon. I have a whole article on that. I have America the Babylon, and I have the destruction of America in 1 hour. You can read both my articles. And why the Lord allows them to destroy America. He allows these horns, these leaders that are ruling with Lucifer, with the Antichrist, he allows them to destroy America, to punish America because of all their murders of the Father's people. The Antichrist makes a war against the saints, and he overcomes them, which means there's a lot of saints left here. And this is what I've been screaming about for years. The elect may be gone, the first fruits elect, the first redeemed, Then you have the woman in the wilderness, Israel, that is taken and hidden away. You have the Church of Philadelphia. That leaves about 60-50% of the people here that call themselves the church are left here. They're not raptured because their faith isn't found perfect. If you read the requirements for the Church of Philadelphia, you have to have pretty perfect faith in God. You have to qualify to be protected, to be considered part of the Church of Philadelphia. You have to please the Father. Now, there's nothing you can do about being part of the first fruits elect because that's an appointed thing. You're born here, sent here from heaven you're an angel in heaven. You're sent here to be born as a human with a calling, and then you will be called back. You will be redeemed. You're the first fruits. You're the elect. You're called back to the Father. Then you have the Church of Philadelphia rapture, which is mid-trib. And shortly after that time is when what Lucifer calls the candle snuffing time. He's going to destroy America. He's going to make war against the saints. And he overcomes them, and he kills them. And this is allowed by the Father, and then he gets to judge and punish them for doing it. But that doesn't keep from the fact that it happens. And so that's why America is destroyed in 1 hour. He allows them to destroy America because what happens is, as foretold by all the same prophets, Jeremiah and Isaiah, you can read it in my article, Destruction of America in 1 hour, they round up their citizens and imprison them in internment camps. So all these watchmen harping about martial law coming to America, they're right on. Who do you think is putting the words in their mouth? It's the Father. He has the watchman warning the people. Martial law is coming. Martial law, the roundup of Christians, the roundup of big mouths. Of course, the only ones that can be rounded up are the ones the Father allows. You know? Let's fight. We're the resistance. You know, we're not always going to be here. The elect are going to be gone. And all you're going to have after that is all the Sherry haters and the truth-seeking haters. All the haters are going to be here. Think they're going to get together and do anything? They're going to be going to the camps. They're going to be round up, martial law, FEMA camps. But they're stupid enough to get in the trucks and buses. Don't be taken to a camp alive. They will torment you. They will torture you. They will separate you from your kids. You'll never see them again. You know, somebody was releasing a video about, I didn't watch it. I don't watch the church rapture crowd garbage. But they were saying that the children were all going to be raptured because, you know, they had a dream about FEMA camps and only saw the adults. Yeah, that's because children are separated. They're sex slaves. They're off in other camps being used as sex slaves. Don't kid yourself. It's a time of judgment. A righteous parent will cover the children. If a righteous parent is taken in a rapture, the children will go with that righteous parent, the one that qualifies. If neither parent qualifies, that kid's going to be, or a grandparent doesn't qualify, that kid will be left in judgment just with the parents. And these FEMA camps are going to be terrible. They're going to torture people. They're going to rape you. They're going to torment, torture. Stuff you can't even think of because our minds don't go to those low levels of depravity that theirs do. Trust me. We just can't even think of that stuff. The horrors that they do. They do this stuff daily to people. I mean, Lucifer was describing the Vatican, the House of Horrors, and the stuff he does to people and the torture tables there. I mean, come on, folks. What do you think they're going to be doing at the FEMA camps? Don't get taken alive. I would fight to the death before I got on a truck or a bus or let cops handcuff me to take me to a FEMA camp. They're going to tell you, oh, there's food and water there. We're just going to relocate you. Get on the train, get on the bus, we're going to take you someplace, give you some food and water, and then they have you. Then they have you. You'll never leave that place again. Even if you did, they'll bribe you, because they're going to start enforcing the mark of the beast. I'll get the mark of the beast, and we'll give you a nice big plate of food, because they're going to starve you to death. You know how many people would get the mark of the beast just for formula to feed their babies? I mean, really, it's going to be heart-wrenching at that time, folks. But you have got to stay strong in your faith, because that's the whole reason you're in that kind of trouble to begin with, was because your unperfect faith in the Most High. He's testing your faith. Stay faithful to Him. Don't get the mark. Don't get the chip. You're in a FEMA camp, let it go. Just die as a martyr. At least you get a martyr's crown. You know? Martyr's crown is better than a seat in hell. Satan's coming after the bride. He's coming after the lamb. The ones who are here left that are not protected will be rounded up in FEMA camps, sent to martial law, and that is one of the reasons the Father allows the destruction of America in 1 hour as a payback to the forces that rounded them up, to a country that would allow its own citizens to be rounded up like that. And it's not humans that destroy America. He uses nations from space. In Joel chapter 1, he's using an alien army, calls it a nation. They're nations, they're kingdoms of beings, just like we are on Earth. They are in space. How much time do we have? It's all just watching and seeing, folks. It's watching and waiting. It's watching and waiting. When you see Sananda arrive, it's over. Well, the New Agers are always talking about 3 days of darkness, and they correlate that with the sixth seal. And I know there's going to be a period of darkness because the Father has said not to go outside, not to leave your homes during this 3 or 5 days of darkness, however long it lasts. He told me that years ago. Not to leave your home. And I always saw it back then correlating to December. It was always the week of Christmas. And so every year I would pile up, a week's worth of canned foods and stuff, and be ready to sit in the house for a week and not leave. Because if this time of darkness comes, you don't leave the house. There's going to be an avalanche of beings just everywhere, killing, destroying. And so the Father has warned His people to stay in. And so if that happens at any time, be prepared to stay in the house. I don't know why they correlate that with Revelation 6, because the sixth seal is clearly in regards to time of harvest and not in the wintertime. And so the New Agers always like to put it at the end of December. The sixth seal says the sun is turned to darkness and the moon is turned to blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord. And He's going to be with Mary, and it's not the real Mary, of course. It's Eve, posing as Mary. And He's going to be with a contingency of about 11 others, 10 other men, 10 other beings. And they're all going to work with Lucifer to take over the world. And it's those beings, those leaders with Lucifer, that will destroy America, that will burn her with fire, according to Revelation chapter 17 and 18. Anyway, folks, I'll get back on this next week during next week's show, fill in some more gaps for you. The fat lady's singing. My show's over.